welcome to another one of my NASA inspired set videos. Today, something I think a lot of us is looking forward to, the shuttle with the Hubble telescope. I'm very excited about getting started on this set, so without further ado, let's build something. Time for some unboxing. Oh no. Time for some unboxing. Oh. So as usual in these type of sets, the instruction manual contains a lot of different information about the mission and the ship, although this one's not quite as in-depth as some of the other ones. Still very cool. And we have a lot of chrome back stickers, a lot of reflective materials in space. Oh, hi Wes. And then these, I am a little bit disappointed that I know it is branded as the Shuttle Discovery, but I kind of wish they would have included the rest of the shuttle stickers, but oh well.
It's really big too.
Alright, are you ready, Wes?
Yeah, I can't wait to put it on top of the TV.
Alright, let's get building. And we'll just set you on here like this. Alright. Are you ready to join the family? Ah, crap. So I guess for anticipation purposes, we're going to build the Hubble first, which is cool. But just means I have to wait longer for the shuttle. And
everybody, wait, did you turn off the?
No, it's fine.
And everybody, boys and girls, and everybody else. These come with like the Lego railroad crossings, but upside down. Right, Dad?
Good brick separator. We don't have any of those.
What do you mean a good brick separator?
I was joking. We have a metric poop ton. Alright, the Hubble Space Telescope. Unlike I originally thought, these are not stickers. They're like your sails are, and like waterfall stuff, like the vinyl sheets, which is cool, but like getting, these can't be turned in the slightest or you get some warpage. But it's a pretty neat way they did that. I was expecting them more like on the ISS. The build itself is very reminiscent of the Saturn V, if you guys have it. Very fun. All of these metallic chrome-esque pieces on here. It looks very impressive and really, really makes you want to get to that shuttle because you know that this giant thing fits inside of it. So very, very cool. I've been actually hoping for a Hubble set on its own, so I kind of view this as a bonus with the shuttle. I know there's a lot of people angry that we didn't get the gift with purchase, or that the Ulysses space probe wasn't gift with purchase with the shuttle, but honestly this is, because I think we probably would have all forked out the $200 without the Hubble included. So yeah, very, very happy, very impressed thus far. Alright, the Space Shuttle Discovery. Long awaited by me. I actually didn't even know they were going to do it until like the month before it launched or released. But it is a very impressive set. So let's take you through it. So just some little housekeeping issues before we start. This does come with, like you see it from the UCS Star Wars stuff, the little placard Tells you a little bit about the shuttle and this particular mission, the STS-31. And it's alright. The Hubble is really cool. I'll shoot back to some footage right after I built it, but this is almost a gift with purchase. I mean, they didn't need to include this. I mean, the shuttle would still be awesome without the Hubble, but the fact that they included cargo and you can manipulate the cargo to be posed or just stored inside the shuttle bay is that little extra attention to detail that we've come to know from Lego, and we all love it. So the shuttle itself, at first I thought it was going to be the same scale as the Saturn V. It's not. It's bigger than it. I mean, they're close, but they're not the same scale. For just these RS-25 engines on the back are the same size as the F1 engines on the Saturn V, which is not the case. But it is a very good scale. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the way they did it. All except for the NASA sticker and the Discovery sticker, and then there's some chrome stickers on the inside of the cargo bay. These are all prints, which is nice. I'm not as adverse to stickers as some people, but it's nice to have them. There are a couple features on here to deal with the landing. You can manipulate the flaps by doing this third engine, and the tail also spreads, and that's where the parachute would release upon landing. So that's pretty cool. That, you know, again, details they did not have to include, and the most flavorous detail. Now my front gear sticks. Oh, now they're all sticking. But you push in that little tail thing, and the gear comes down. I'm surprised they even put gear on it, but it does. I mean, it doesn't look bad sitting down on the like that if you were to display it that way. But again, cool feature that wasn't necessary, but we still got it. And the main point I think that everybody wants to see or wanted out of this was, you know, the detailed cargo bay, and it is do a little bit of hand shooting. Very, very, very accurate for most. I mean, there's a couple things that aren't perfect, but for what we're dealing with, it is very accurate, very awesome. And then the cockpit as well. You have all of your controls and your hatch, and then you have for the shuttle commander and the pilot top. There's not a whole lot in that, but the lower section is very detailed. But you know, one of the main features or the main selling points, since they did include the Hubble, is that it'll go in there. Now this does take a little bit of manipulating, and I haven't figured out a good way to do it yet. But these all fold up. These come off, actually. And then you have to take that section out. Oh, that time it came out easier than the first time. But with that out, it comes with this secondary display stand. Just slides in there. And I don't know if you can see very well, but there's a little foot area for that to go down into. That. Get a little bit further back for this. And then has these little clips that are stored in that stand. They go up here. You can either put them both on or just one, or you probably don't even need that because you're just, you know, pretending. But then the Canadian arm will hook onto there, and comes with the folded up versions of the solar panels. Here one there. And I've seen people have this displayed like this, but with the panels on, which 6 one way, half dozen the other. This is actually replicating a picture of them taking it out, so I get why it is the way it is. And I'm not quite sure how I'm going to display it. If I'll do it all together like this or the Hubble separate. I had mentioned in my Women of NASA video, you know, why don't we have a Hubble set yet, and put the Nancy Roman minifig with that and all that stuff, and then, you know, Sally riding them with the shuttle. Now, unfortunately, this didn't come with any minifigures or nano figures, but it's not the end of the world. It is a very, very good, very impressive model, and Lego did a fantastic job. Very happy with it. It much needed with the rest of the official NASA space stuff they've done. And the orbiter itself is very, very fantastic piece of machinery, both in real life and in the Lego variant. So the space shuttle. It originally launched 40 years ago in 1981, and even then it was an impressive technical marvel. It was on the heels of the Apollo program. It was actually conceived of and funding started during the Apollo missions. So for something that was designed in the 1970s to be flying all the way up into the 2000s was very impressive. It was the first spaceship that was ever manned on its maiden voyage. I mean, they did as much tests as they could, but there are so many moving parts, so many things that the shuttle unlocked for, well, for the United States mostly, but it did become quite a global vehicle, at least as far as crew goes. And like the Hubble was a joint effort with the European Space Agency, so it afforded a lot of things. For years, the Mir space station, you know, predecessor to the ISS, for any of you younger viewers, the Russians did very much the same thing we did early with the Apollo program, and you just send up a capsule to a space station to do all your scientific studies there. And while the shuttle was a mainstay in building the ISS, for a lot of those research things, we didn't need it because it was a flying space station. There were different variants where, and a lot of them, I'm not sure if any of them are actually fully utilized, but there was a variant where this was all going to be fuel for your OMS engines, and you could, you know, get to higher orbits. There were variants where this hole was basically like a segment from the ISS, and it would have different scientific experiment stuff you could do there. Repairing and servicing and even bringing satellites back to Earth in it. Very technologically advanced and very ahead of its time in a lot of ways. We look at Starship now, the great SpaceX venture, which is basically the Shuttle 2.0. I don't think anybody will ever admit that, but it's going to do what the Shuttle did, with less parts and less areas to go wrong. It's very good to celebrate everything that the shuttle did, but it's also important to remember what it cost. And we did not have a perfect flight record, unfortunately, and so to the crew of STS-51L and the crew of STS-107, good journey.
Looking back on the memory of the nights we shared beneath the stars above, and 40 more all the world was right. But how could I have known you'd ever say goodbye? And now, glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I had to miss the day. Holding you, I held everything. The moment was not if I only know how the king would fall. He used to say, I might have changed it all, and now glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the days. It's my life, it's better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had